So now we are moving on to lesson 15, and I am going to be the driver once more, and Vhukhudo is my navigator again, and we're going to start with main.js. As always, we are importing our modules here. We have express, we have our error controller from our controllers folder, home controller, subscribers controller. Now that's the new thing that we're going to be having in lesson 15. We're going to have express EJS layout, going to be using mongoose once more, and we are going to import our subscriber.js also from our models folder. And first thing we're going to do again is connect to our database, right? And then we just pass in the URL here and the name of the database, and then we are going to save into a variable our connection. And then this time we're going to be using promises, so we are going to be using mongoose.promise equals to global.promise. And then once again, once we connect to our database successfully, we are going to log this to our console. And then the first thing that we're going to be doing today is going to be running a query, right? We're going to be looking for a subscriber whose name property matches this value here. So this is what we create. This is the subscriber that we created in lesson 14. So now we're going to be querying for them, right? And we're also going to be using some regex here. We're going to say where their email property contains this substring here, right? And if you remember from lesson 14, our email property had this my surname here, Ngosi, and we're gonna use myquery.exec once more, and we're going to pass in error and data to our callback function. And then if we do get some data in return, so if we don't get an error, we're going to log the name property of that data, right? Because I think it's going to be returned as an object. I can be corrected on that, but we are going to log the name property of that object. And after that, we just are going to be configuring our middleware, and then we are just going to be running our functions here to create our routes and views for our website, because now we're going to be displaying our database. We're going to be displaying that data not just on the console, not just going to be seeing it on the terminal, we're also going to be seeing it on the browser with some styling and everything, right? So to do that, we're going to have to create a route to handle that. So the route that we're going to create is going to be /subscribe, and when we send when we send a get request to /subscribers, we are going to go to our subscribers controller, and we are going to take this what's this? This is a property. We're going to be taking this property here, and then we're going to be running this function here to render the subscribers that match the request data, right? And we have handling get requests and post requests here for our other routes here. So the next thing I'm going to move on to is our subscribers controller module, where we are going to first of all, we're going to import our subscriber module from models. So it's this subscriber.js. So let's start there. It's the same as lesson 14, and what we're going to do is that we are going to create a variable called mongoose, right? And this is just to use the mongoose module, right? In this module here is to import it, and then after that we're going to create subscriber schema, and we're going to use the schema method of our mongoose module, and we're just going to create basically what is a template for what our subscriber is going to look like. It's going to have a name, the name is going to be a string, has an email, the email is going to be a string, it's going to have a zip code, the zip code is a number, and then we export that so that it's available globally. So going back to our subscribers.controller, sorry, not .controller, subscribers controller module, what we have here, the first thing is that we are going to be using our mongoose promises. So we're going to export this function here, get all subscribers. We already saw that in main.js, and it's going to take a request and response as parameters in the function, and then it's going to just run the find function. It's going to basically query everything in our function and return it, and then we're going to use .exec once more. We have our promise here, right? After we get the result, we are going to create variable subscribers, and then we're going to render subscribers, right? And then for our subscribers, we're just going to show the subscribers themselves, the subscribers that we created, right, using that schema and everything. And then if there's an error, we're just going to log the error and return an empty array, right? And then we're just going to log to our console that the promise is complete, right? And then we have another function here, get subscription page. All that does is it renders the contact page. We have save subscriber. So what this does, it allows us to, in the contact page, to put in our data, and then get whatever was put in there is going to be stored in our excuse me, in our database, and we can display that once more. We have a save subscriber function, right? It takes requests and responses parameters, and it creates this variable called new subscriber, and it's an instance of a subscriber. And if you look at this, it's similar, it's basically the same as the schema that we have here. That's why we import this module here. We're going to create a new subscriber. They're going to have a name, and the name is going to be whatever we put into the name field, text field in our browser, that page, contacts page, email. We have the email, zip code, we have the zip code. Then we take that new subscriber, we save them, we return the result, we render the thank you page. If there's an error, we send the error, respond with an error. And another thing that we have is our seed.js. In our seed.js, we connect to our mongoose once more. We have that connection here. We have a array of contacts. We delete the contacts, right? And then we're gonna log to our console that subscriber data is empty. Then we're gonna loop through each of our contacts, and we're gonna create a contact. We're gonna give them a name, we're gonna give them an email, and then we are going to push that into the commands array. And then after that, we're going to run a promise, right? And we are going to basically use our connection to take everything that's in our commands array, right? And if there's an error, we're just gonna log the error, and then we're gonna close the connection. So that's enough said. Let us move on to, okay, I've already run the server using npm start, and you can see already we've connected successfully. It says successfully connected to MongoDB using Mongoose. It tells us that we made a request to our index page, and now I'm just gonna move on to the actual browser itself. So the port is 3000. That's where it is. If I refresh, it takes me to the index page, and you'll see on our terminal it tells us request made to /index, right? It's the default page, which is our home page. We have cooking courses here. We can see all these cooking courses, and then we have contact here. We have name and email. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put my name here and my surname here, and I'm gonna click submit. It should take me, oh sorry, not surname, email. So let me put my surname here, and then my email, I'm just going to say, and I'm just going, so yeah, we have our contact page here. We have those fields, and then what matters is that root that we saw in main.js. If I click on it, as you can see, we have everything that is in our database, right? So if you remember, this is the entry, if you can call it that, the subscriber that we created in lesson 14. And if we create another one using that logic again, it's going to be stored here, and we can view it on our browser. So that is it for lesson 15. Thank you.